halls of a Four Seasons lost. In Austin, I saw pause. My eyes crawled to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in his skin. Those dice and woes of life, love deprived, look at her vibe. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise, crystal chandeliers, motives reflected. Often mirrors appear, quick, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raking the grain, rekindling the flame. Close as she draws near, stay there. Remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you can see.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and it is Wednesday. What's today? Tuesday? Wednesday? What is today? Today is Tuesday. And the Thunder, of course, took care of business last night, 128 to 126, winning game 4. Like I said that they would do the other night. We did not do a show yesterday because it was Memorial Day. And, we were out doing the things that you need to do on Memorial Day. My father was a veteran. So you go out and you go to the gravesite and you see your mom and you see your dad and, you say hi to them and you do your things. And so anyway, I'm going to say this. The Thunder, as I said the other day, when we got killed. Okay, it's one game. And, I was at Cats and, everybody was just going crazy, all pissed off. And I'm like, guys, chill out. It is one game. It's not like it's 4 or 5 games. It's one game, and I reminded everybody it was just like, guys, remember when we beat Denver? What did I say? Don't get overexcited. It's one game. Whoop-de-doo. We beat them one time. Okay, that's it. It wasn't like it was multiple times. It wasn't like we beat them one time. And there's only one game. And now it's 3-1. And also I said what? Number one, when SGA plays terrible, what does he do? What does he do? He comes out, and for the next couple games, he's just dominant. And last night, he was dominant, 40 points, 10 assists, 9 rebounds, and he just did what he does. This is what he does. And then I saw this stat that SGA is 13-1 when scoring 40 this year. Jokic is 5-7, and Ant-Man was 8-2, I do believe, something like that. I think he's 8-2. 13-1 when he scores 40-plus points. That just tells you what the Thunder, what he does and what he means to the Thunder. And I've said this a million times. When SGA is rolling, the rest of the team relaxes. And then what do? We lock you down on defense, SGA closes the door. We lock you down on defense, SGA closes the door. That's the way it's been for 4 years. And we had a guy come on my show last night, then after the storm, the OKC Thunder post-game show. And he was talking about, Mark Dagnall and blah, 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 trying to come at me about Dagnall. I said, bro, just go somewhere else. Don't come at me about no Dagnall. And I said he was terrible. I just didn't like what I've said. He's terrible about some games that he's called. But like I said, I don't like the guy as the coach. I don't like what he does. I don't. And I've been watching him for 4 years, unlike whoever this was last night and a lot of other people that now have shows and they know about the Thunder. Where the hell were you at 4 years ago when we won 17, 18 games? Where were you then? I was doing a show then. I was doing a show the next year when we had 27, when we won 20-something games. I had the show when we won, predicted we were going to win 40. Where were you, dude? Where were you guys? What did y'all say? Y'all told me I was crazy. Thunder we're going to win 40 games. Why? Because I watched the freaking game. I was watching us. I saw the maturation of our team with SGA, Josh, Dort, Wiggins, K-Rich. You could just see the maturation of these guys. You could see they started something. We play great defense. SGA closes the door. The next year we win 40 games. What happens? We play great defense with the addition of J-Dub because and J-Will because Chet didn't play. We play great defense. SGA closes the door. Last year we get Chet coming back. We get Kaysen. What do? We played great defense. SGA closes the door. This year, Sam Presti did what? He added the things that we were missing last, an inside presence. 4 years ago, I said, hey, we've got a good presence. We got a good team here, but we need outside shooting, we need perimeter defense, and we need inside presence. I've been saying that for 3 years because I watched us play after that year. I go, okay, this is what we need to succeed. Sam Presti got us the shooting, the best shooting coach in the league. We proved our outside shooting. All of a sudden, you get Kaysen to add with J-Dub, to add with Dort, to add with Wiggins, and then K-Rich. What happens? Your perimeter defense improves. Then what do? You add iHeart, and that improves your inside presence with Chet. And then what happens from that? Oh, wow, you go get Caruso, which just takes us to another level defensively. The best defensive plus-minus in the history of the game. We've outscored people over 1,028, 1,230 points or some 23 points or some crazy number that we've outscored opponents. That's insane. That shows you how good the defense was. Why? Because of the way we play. Now, whoever does our defensive scheme for the Thunder, he's amazing. And this guy coming at me about Dagnall because we won a game last night, woo. And this is the same guy who said Dagnall didn't cost us game one. And then the people in my chat on the show went off. Why? Because they're knowledgeable. Don't come on my show saying a bunch of nonsense, guys. You better be knowledgeable about what the hell you're talking about, because the guys who do my show or in my chat on After the Storm, the OKC Thunder live stream, you better be knowledgeable. Don't come in there with no nonsense with that group. I went off, but they went off more than I did. The guy went off the air. He went away. Why? Don't come on screaming, talking a bunch of nonsense. You're going to get beat up on this show, bro. People are knowledgeable here. They understand the game. And I'm going to say this the final time I'm going to address Dagnall, and you idiots. Okay? Don't come at me about Dagnall. I said what I said about him, and I have 4 years of proof about what I'm saying about this guy and what I don't like about him. I don't like him because of these are the things he does. I've said that. But when he does good, I give him his props. I give him his flowers. When he does great, I'm going to give it to him. But if you think I'm going to be like Biley Sports or whatever, some sort of Thunder Scrooge, where I'm just going to sit there and fall on the sword because Sam Presti wants me to, that ain't happening. I want to win. I am a fan. I'm knowledgeable. And I go back to challenge anyone. You talk about what I say about Dagnall, follow what I say, and then you come back, and I'll be more than happy to hear from you. Guess what? I've never heard from none of y'all. Y'all come up with some bunch of nonsense. The things that I talk about, why I don't like him, or what bothers me about him, no one can come back and tell me I'm wrong. You can't, because what I'm telling you is the truth. I've got 3.5, 4 years worth of proof of it. This is what he does. I warned you what was going to happen after the Memphis series. If he does this, what's going to happen? We're going to get beat. What happened? We got beat the very next game. What happened last night? He put it in SJ's hands. And I gripe about SJ, and my friend Jennifer will tell you, I gripe about it all the time. Dudes, quit moving, quit fading back, quit falling forward. Stay in there, stay straight up, bend your knees, follow through on the free throw line. And she'll tell you I say that. Drives me crazy. And what am I, right? When he does that, he starts missing. Why? Because he gets comfortable and he gets cocky and he gets relaxed and he'll just go through the motion instead of following through and focusing. That's why he missed that one free throw last night. Then he came back, all net, all net, all net, all net. Focus, bro. Quit trying to fade away. Rest of our team, Dort does the same thing. And this happens because you shoot so many free throws that you get in the habit of just, oh, I'm going to make this. Well, no, you're not going to do that. You watch Steph Curry, he's focused and he stays straight in. But my point is, you put the ball in SJ's hands, what does he do? He closes the door. This is what he does. This is what we do. Because, number one, the Thunder's defense is ridiculous. We've gone over where we rank. And I said this after the game. Bro, it's one game. Game 3. It's one game. If this is what they've got to do, go 16 for 31 against our starters. The 20 for 40, I don't count that because our starters want to count. They were 16 for 31. They put the foot all up in us. And what happened? Our team came back and handled their business like I said they were going to. You pissed us off, you embarrassed us. You embarrass SGA, what's he going to do? He's going to come back and bust them. What did he do? 40, 10, and 9. J-Dub. What does J-Dub come out? 34, 5, and 6 or whatever it was. Chet. 20, whatever it was. We scored, what did they score? 94 of 128 points were scored by those three guys. Our big three. Now, do I consider them better than the first big three? And I really got to say big four because I'm going to put Ibaka in there because he was a shot blocker. He was a menace. I think we have three. We don't have four. We had SGA. We had KD. We had Harden. We had Westbrook. We had Ibaka. Don't forget about Ibaka. He was a part of. We had the four-headed monster, not the three-headed. We had the four-headed monster. Now we've got SGA, J-Dub, and Chet, and we're trying to find that fourth. And I believe had we've got Johnson last year from the Nets, that would be our four-headed monster. Now we do have a chance to have a four-headed monster. If Topic comes out and he's 90% of what he's projected to be, we will have the four-headed monster with SGA, J-Dub, Chet, and Topic. You will have that four-headed monster. And I've said before, we have a 5-year window here. Just like Golden State, they had about a 5-6 year window. They added KD to take that window to extend it. But they had a 5-year, you have a 5-year window to really do something. We're all under contract. I read somebody said that SGA should take, to give the Thunder the Knicks thing where Brunson took $100 million less. Are you out your damn mind? Brunson did not take a $100 million break. What he did was he didn't cost them, but I promise you, he got some guys who gave him a deal on the side. Some of those hedge fund guys. They're like, listen, you take a discount, and then we'll give you investment in this or we'll give you investment in that. He did not take a $100 million break. He didn't. No way. Nobody's going to take $100. Ask yourself, are you going to take $100 million loss for a team? $100 million. $10 million, yes. $20 million, possibly. $100, you got something else is going on. There's no way you're going to take less than $100 million, than to give away $100 million. You're not doing it. And somebody said that about SGA. That's ridiculous. He's not going to give up $100 million. They said, why should he take $380 million instead of $400 million? I'm taking the $400 million. His ego is in there too. $20 million to be the first $400 million man is not going to hurt the Thunder. The way that Sam Presti's been drafting, and this is the difference. This is the maturation of our GM. When we had those four guys, he didn't draft anybody to go along with them. And what has he done? With SGA, starting out with SGA, then he would and Dort. Okay, let's put Dort, those two. You added Josh, then you added J. Will, you added J. Dub, you added Chet, you added Kayson, and then you added Ihart, and you added Caruso. And if A.J. Mitchell hadn't got hurt, we'd be talking about him too. That's what Sam Presti has done and added to this team, and I think he's going to add again. But we need a 6'10 guy who can go up and block shots and defend. That's what we're missing. That's what we need next in our roster. We need a big guy. We need a Wiggins that's 6'10. That's what we need next. Now, Doris Burke. I'm going to say this in the nicest way possible about this lady. I had the utmost respect for her listening to, I used to like to really listen to Doris. And after this series, I just have, I've lost, I don't want to even listen to her anymore. How you can call SGA a free throw merchant, how you can keep this narrative going just for you to have something to say, for you to be relevant, that's wrong. And I love the fact that Richard Jefferson came in and he's corrected you twice now on air. Twice. We're talking about free throw merchant. There's no such thing. And we can talk about that. There's no such thing as that. Because when you go back and you look at SGA, okay? And you look at what he's doing, which is just ridiculous, okay? And you look at what SJ's doing. And I don't know, I don't think I saved that. Maybe I put that in Thunder News, maybe. Let me see if I saved this, guys. I think I may have put. I don't know if I put that in Thunder News. I forget where I put this. Did I put it in Thunder News? No, I did not. Did I put it in SGA News? Because or maybe I was just gonna say it. Maybe that's what I was gonna do. Maybe I wasn't gonna put it in the news. Maybe I was just gonna say it. He's of all the guys. Oh no, I didn't finish doing it. That's what I did. I didn't finish doing it. That's where I messed up. What's up, Burgess? He's out of 13, first 13 in playoff games. He shot 125 free throws. That's 240th. And then now these guys, I love how they change it up. It's kind of like with the MVP race. These guys come in and they change the narrative of what they were using because all of a sudden all this information comes out. Now I got to change my narrative. Now it's Jokic, let's add on playoffs. Really? Let's look at the playoffs. What happened with SGA? Look what they did. He had one game. He had 2 games. That's it. So stop with all the narrative stuff. Like this one guy talk about all the Oklahoma City fans on First Things First. That dude, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna mention his name. But anyway, he's talking about, or I mean not him, but the little dude on Colin Cowherd that runs his mouth. That acts like he knows everything. Oh, I'm out here playing. You're a short dude who's out there playing out there playing rec basketball out there. Think you can play. But you can't play because the way that you talk on sports, the way your narratives are idiots. So now he went from SGA being a free throw merchant to now the thing has come out about him being this. Now he said he flops more than LeBron. Nobody flops more than LeBron. Nobody flops more than Luka. Your 2 dudes, talking about this little short dude, your 2 guys, Luka and LeBron, nobody flops more than LeBron. SGA don't even come close to that. What SGA is crafty. What SGA is methodical. What SJ is surgical about how he approaches the game. He sits there and he watches what you do. Like I used to tell my kids, like, Coach, how'd you play? I said, what I did is the first half was me spent finding out what your weakness is. If I do this, what are you going to react to? If I do that, how are you going to react? That's how I spent the first half, is figuring that out. And then once I figured out how you do it in the second half, I'm busting your ass. Why? Because I now know if I do this, what you're going to do. So I've got to move off of that. And any kid who trained for me, he'll tell you, I give you the first move, then I give you a second move off the first move, and then I give you a second move off the first move, and then I give you a third move off the first move. But it all starts with the first move. Once you do that, then I'm going to do this. And then once I do this, then I'm going to do that. And then once I do that, then I'm going to do that. That's how SJ is. He's surgical. He can use his left hand or right hand. He can finish with either hand going to the basket. And Colin Cowherd was trying to straighten old boy out, and he was trying to let him know, dude, stop it. Doris Burke, stop it. And Richard Jefferson, what he said, we all do that. All great players do that. If we catch you, we're going to hook you. It's like LeBron, his MVP season, he averaged 8 free throws a game. SGA averages a little bit more than that, a little 8 point, whatever it was. So I don't get it. As Burgess says, the media is very tainted nowadays. What they are is they don't like the Thunder because SGA is boring. He is. He's just not flashy. He don't really go up and dunk. Very rarely do you see him go up and just really hammer a dunk. I've seen him, 2 or 3 times this year, maybe. But for the most part, that's not what he does. He's Tim Duncan. He's 20 and 12, boring as hell. That's what he is. SGA is 30 and 6, 30 rebounds, 6 assists. That's what he is. 30 points, 6 assists. That's what he is. He's just same like Tim Duncan. No flash. They just handle their business over and over and over and over and over. KD, over and over and over. Let me pull up and shoot this mid-range on you. Oh, let me pull up and shoot this 3. Let me one drill pull up. Every now and then I'm going to dunk on you. That's what they are. They're talented but boring. And I'm joined by my guy, Nathan Taylor. What's up, big dog? How you doing? Did you watch the game last night finally?
Oh, man. I did, and I don't have a whole lot of time. I got about 20 minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it was, man, talking. I'm glad I didn't watch it, dude. I probably would have had a heart attack or something. I mean, good Lord. That was a great game, but, man, it was stressful. My goodness. I mean, the defense was, it's surprising to me that each team scored as much as they did because the defense was amazing.
Yeah.
On both sides of the ball. I mean, both teams. But, you know, step away just a minute. This free throw crap is just driving me nuts, man.
It's
pathetic. Needs to be taken off.
Dude, Richard Jefferson put her in her place, and then she didn't talk about it again after that. He shut her up.
I clapped at the TV.
Yeah, he shut her up.
I clapped at the TV when he said that.
He shut her up right away.
I was clapping when he was saying that.
Yeah, he shut her up.
So, speaking of fouls, I heard this stat. You might already know this. And I'm going to credit this to Barry Trammell because I didn't come up with this. He's the one that I heard it from. And so if it's coming from Barry Trammell, I mean,
I like Barry.
100% is probably right.
Yep, Barry.
So, you know how many technical fouls did Anthony Edwards have this year? Like, it was like 16.
15, 16, 17, a bunch.
Yeah. Do you know how many technical fouls SGA had this year?
If not any, maybe one. If he had any?
0 would be the answer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he had any, it's 1. Yeah.
Here's something that's going to blow your mind even more. You know how many technical fouls he's had in his entire career?
2. 1, 2, 3.
That would be 0.
He's had no technical.
He's never had a technical foul. Never. In 6 years. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Okay. Burgess says, I went back and forth with this guy last night about my pre-existing Dagnall take. I don't think neither of your takes were wrong. My deal with Dagnall has been the same, Burgess. My takes are not wrong. They're straight on. Nobody can prove what I'm saying. I've not said anything derogatory towards him. I've just said, here's his issues, and everything I've said has been facts. So let's say that.
I will comment and say that I agree with you, but to me, and he still does this dumb stuff every now and then, but to me, he has got a lot better in these last 2 series.
Yes.
He didn't have to get good in the first series. But
this guy, Nathan, this guy also said that Dagnall didn't cost us game 1, Burgess.
I think they said it on TV, didn't they?
No, I'm saying this guy was arguing with me.
From game 1.
No, this guy came on the show last night. He said that Dagnall didn't cost us game 1 against Denver. That's what he said, and that's why I said, dude, you done lost all. Yeah, you're done. You're done talking to me. You're done. You're done. He was trying to say that. I promise
you, veteran Alex Caruso did not make that call to foul that guy. I promise you that.
No, he looked over. He told him to foul him. 100%. 100%.
Well, then he doubles down. He doubles down at the press conference.
And then changed his mind,
Nathan.
Then he changed his mind the next day when the media wore him out. He changed his mind. The next day he said, well, we're going to have to go back and rethink. But no, what I'm saying is but he didn't do it as much. He gave a few, like last night. He only had one foul that he fouled right away. After that, it took three or four seconds, then he fouled, which is what he should have did.
Well, yeah, and if you notice, last night Caruso was on the guy again, and he waited right until half court to do
it. Yes, I agree. Nathan, Burgess says, if Dagnall and these Thunder win a chip, I feel your dynamic as well as his dynamic towards you will change. That his perspective from his point of view and yours, and will have yours. He seemed like he was clout.
I'll agree with it a little bit because my opinion might change if he actually changes the way he coaches.
Yeah. Well, the guy was trying to bait me last night. That's what he was saying.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's why. You're right, Burgess. That's why I just told him to get the hell off the air because dude, you're nonsense. He's nonsense. Yeah. He was not. And that's exactly what he was trying to do.
I stand behind 100% what we've said for 3 years.
Yeah, but Nathan, this is the thing. Most people have not watched the Thunder until last year. They didn't
Right.
watch the Thunder
Right.
before that. They didn't watch the Thunder when we were winning 17 games or 20 games. They weren't watching us then. They weren't watching Thunder. I was.
No.
So that's the difference. And I believe this, Burgess. If the Thunder win the chip, we're going to win it in spite of, not because of. Now, that being said,
Oh,
he
yeah, I know everybody that.
he has done. I'm gonna give him his flowers, like I was telling that idiot last night. I give him his flowers. Number one, the move for Caruso on Jokic was fantastic. The move in game 2 to put K. Rich on Randall, fantastic. The move in game 1 to sit J-Dub every time he brought SJ in the game was fantastic. Now he's gone away from that. He's gone away from that.
Another thing, last night, I don't know how you felt about it, but when it was crunch time, Chet played here and there, but he had J-Dub, J-Dub.
He went small for just a minute, yeah.
Maybe it was Chet.
No, he had
SGA, Dort.
J-Dub, Caruso, and
K.
K. Rich.
J-Dub, SGA, Caruso, Dort, and
K. Rich.
Wallace. All
No.
on the floor at the same time. No. At the very end, the fourth quarter, he had Caruso. He had not at the very end, but like middle through the fourth quarter, he played a lineup where he had.
He had the small lineup. I thought that was K.
Caruso,
Rich.
Dort. No, it was Dort and Wallace. So all three of the good defenders plus SGA plus J-Dub.
He went really small. They put J-Dub at the 5.
Yeah, I love that lineup, man. Because Anthony Edwards was getting his lunch, man.
Yeah. Well,
Jeez.
I was saying this about Ant, and I said this on the show last night. Guys, he's 23. He doesn't know how to deal with this yet. He's 23. He doesn't.
23.
He's 23.
He's gonna win. He's gonna win a championship.
Yeah,
right?
he's
before his career's out.
yeah,
I guarantee you.
yeah. He's a beast. He's a beast. And my thing is this, guys. And I was telling people, I said, man, Ant-Man, he just I will listen to a take today, Nathan, and I'm gonna hear your take. Burgess, you as well. I heard a take today that said Ant-Man has gone away from mid-range shots, which he was since the Olympics, hanging out with Steph and them, to now a three-point shooter. So he's taken away part of his dynamics of what he made him dynamic because now he wants to shoot a lot of threes. What is your take on that?
Well, that's the difference between SGA and him right now, I think, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I'm trying to remember. It's like at the beginning of the year when SGA kind of went away from it too. Do you remember that?
Oh God, he was driving us crazy.
Like eight or 9 threes
every
and I was like,
game.
dude, that's not your game. That's not your game. Like, don't do that. And but here's another thing about Ant-Man. I like he's a wonderful player, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
dynamic as hell.
He is
Yes,
great.
yes.
The only thing I don't like about him, and this is just personal preference, it doesn't have anything to do with anybody other than me. This is just my personal preference. I just don't like the outside noise. That's what bothers me about him. Like, I don't like, and I know it's just part of the game, but the talking crap, hey, we're going to win in 5, da-da-da-da-da. I just like the way SGA does it. He goes about his business, and he doesn't say a word, and he lets his actions speak for him.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes,
like,
I agree. I agree, 100%. My thing is this. I saw this stat that we're 13-1 when SJ scores 40-plus points.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
13-1. And remember, the only game we lost,
one
we lost is when he wasn't even trying to score. Remember at the end, I think he had 48 or 47, and I was like, dude, I think you and I were griping on the show after, like, what are you doing? You're not shooting. What's going on? Remember, we were griping about it. That's the only game we lost with him scoring 40-plus. So, let me see. The mid-range, okay, this is the thing. I saw this also stat, guys. SGA from the 10 to 14 foot, 10 to 12 or 15 feet, whatever it was, SGA shoots 55%. Ant-Man shoots 40.
Woo. Hey, you know what that is, though, don't you?
Touch. He lost his touch.
No, I was going to say that's Chris Paul's influence, what that is.
Oh, on SGA?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
That's exactly what Chris Paul does.
Oh, 100%.
Exactly what Chris Paul does.
And you know what? This is the thing I love. How about Chris Paul showing up and surprising SGA?
I
And
saw
then,
that. That was cool.
and how about
That was cool.
Dagnall when they asked him about it? He goes, "Oh, I didn't see Chris Paul in the audience." Really? You gonna try
Whatever,
to
dude.
tell
Shit,
me
dude.
he's sitting directly across from you on courtside on the floor, directly across from you, and you never saw Chris Paul sitting there? You didn't hear him when they introduced Chris Paul to a standing ovation. You didn't hear none of that. None of your
Yeah.
assistants
No,
told
he
you
hurt.
Chris Paul was
He
over
hurt.
there. Really? He goes, "Well, I just can't speak on that." I bet you can't. Because Chris Paul didn't respect your ass either. That's why you don't want to speak on it. That's why. That's why you don't really give SGA love. You do a little bit because now with the national media, you're forced to because you will get
You have to.
you
You
will
have
get
to.
you will get reamed if you don't.
Yeah.
Now he's
I
forced to
will have to say though, man,
go ahead.
J-Dub and Chet, man, they
Oh,
played. J-Dub played amazing last
oh,
night,
hey,
dude.
94
He
points,
played
but
amazing.
Nathan, 94 points between the three of them of
Yeah,
128.
that's what it needs to be right there, man. That's what it's going to have to be going forward as
Yeah.
we get more
Oh,
expensive
dude,
because
dude.
we're not going to be able to afford all these guys
But Nathan, on the road,
on the road.
not at
Yeah, I
home,
know.
not at
I
home,
know.
on the
You
road
know,
in a huge game.
I might say this, and I'm kind of backtracking a little bit, but I mean, I've not been a hater of J-Dub. Like I like him.
No, I
just
like
don't
J-Dub.
think he's as good as it. I just don't think he's as good as everybody else thinks he is.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I agree. Like I said yesterday, Nathan, he won. He was an All-Star this year. He was third team
Yeah,
All
I
NBA,
didn't know that until
and he
last
was
night.
and he was
I didn't
second
know that.
team, and he was second team All Defensive Team. So I have no. Now I will say
So,
this: the reason why he was on second team All Defense. Now, first, the reason why All-Star, Chet didn't play. Chet got hurt because Chet was averaging 24 and 11 or something crazy when he got hurt. So I believe that. So that's that. Caruso didn't have enough games to be all defensive team. So with a defensive team as strong as we are, you have to put another guy in there. And Caruso wasn't eligible. That's why J-Dub got it. Because you got to throw somebody else in there.
yeah,
And so, but if you're going to look at our team, to me it goes Dort, Caruso, Kaysen, then J-Dub.
yeah, I agree with that.
And defensive order.
I agree with that.
He is that guy, no doubt. But it's Dort, Caruso, Kaysen, then him. Not Dort, him.
Yeah, you know, I go back and forth between Dort and Caruso, but after last night,
It's Dort, man.
what Dort was doing
It's Dort, man.
to do what he was doing. Yeah, but he was doing what he was doing to Ant-Man and Julius Randle last night. Did you see him and Julius Randle bumping heads? And Dort was just, man, he was just chilling, dude. He was like, you hit me as hard as you can right here, buddy.
Right. Well, the thing is, Dort is like a middle linebacker. He's got speed, and he gonna take your head off. He's like Ray Lewis. He's like Ray Lewis.
Yeah. I don't like saying this on the air because I'm not a cussing person, but he's a brick shit house, dude.
100%.
I mean, he is a brick shit house.
They call it the Dorcher Chamber for a reason, Nathan. They call it the Dorcher Chamber
right.
for a reason.
That's right.
And he's a monster. I want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, SRB. If you have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit our guys up over there. They love to take care of you, especially if you have a water treatment plant in your city or your county. They'll make sure you have clean drinking water. O'Grove Trucking and my guy Jose Fierro. If you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, he is the dude to holler at about that. And then, of course, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912.
The bank that makes things happen.
Yes, they are. They're an equal housing lender and a member of the FDIC, and a proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or go over to one of the 5 locations, the main bank at 401 Elm, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YNB East, which is off the Parkway and 66 or 39th Expressway, however you look at it. YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YNB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks and I-40, just south of I-40, right in front of the hospital, can't miss it. And then YNB People is located in Bethany on 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur. That's the place that I always go unless I have to go deal with Nathan like I have to Thursday.
Thursday.
And then, of
Well,
course,
hopefully we're talking about what are your thoughts on Game 5, man?
well, let me finish my thing and we'll talk about it. The House of Creed, handcrafted since 1760. As they always say, Matt, remember, pick the best for your best. And if you will go into the Penn Square location, there at the Dillards, and tell them that you heard this on the Matt Clark show, on the Unpopular Hour, and Matt Clark sent you, that they will give you free samples of this cologne. And I'm telling you, or perfume. It's really, really some good smelling stuff. I promise you. Go do it. I have not had anybody who's told me that they did not like it. Nathan Burgess says, in the defensive order, J-Dub is still not the weakest defender. No. Oh, in that defensive
No. He
order.
just scored best on the team.
No. He's saying in that defensive order, J-Dub is still not the weakest defender. Well, Burgess, who is your order? If you don't think it's Dort, I don't put J-Dub in front of Kaysen, no way. And he damn sure in front of Dort and Caruso. So you're saying that you'll put J-Dub in front of Kaysen. That's what you're saying.
No.
That's what Burgess is saying. Okay, another thing we haven't talked to you about, Nathan. Another thing we talked about.
Okay.
What is your thought process on SGA giving everybody a Rolex after winning MVP? Have you heard of any MVP? Have you heard of any MVP doing that?
No. I love it, man. I think it's great. And the more and more I watch these guys, I know it's still in the back of my head, but the more and more I see these guys, I really think, we talked about SGA leaving, and I mean, that's going to be management. That's not going to be the teammates. But I think he might. I mean, I don't think he's going anywhere, man. Especially if they win the championship.
Well, no. Well, my deal is this, Nathan. A couple things. One, remember the in 2 years the key TV contract kicks in, so that's going to boost everybody up.
Yes.
Now that's when SGA's contract will come in. This year, you and I both agreed this summer they're going to sign J-Dub and Chet early. Now you're going to have to give J-Dub more money than Chet, or do we think we give them about the same?
Well, I don't think they're eligible for the same. I think J-Dub is eligible for more because of all because
he got the awards. Yes. So that puts him a little bit more.
I will say this: if we get him this year on extensions, that's even better because the tax will be different in 2 years.
Right.
But I'm here to tell you, man. Like I know you don't think this is right. Like I know you think this is not going to happen, 100%. But I think, well, let me phrase it. I don't think. I just kind of maybe have an inkling, and I don't think it's probably going to happen. But I think SGA might sign his extension before he gets the Supermax.
No, he's already got the Supermax.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But he's eligible for an extension. What? This year?
This year.
Or is it next year?
This year, in 2026, is $380 million. It won't be $400 if he signs next year.
That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like he's the kind of guy. He's like the Tim Duncan or the
but Nathan, I think that he wants to be the first $400 million guy. I think he wants to be the first $400 million guy.
I'm sure he does. But $20 million for the guy, I mean, that's like what, $100 for me and you?
I know, but what $20 million not being the first $400 million guy is his ego might be a little.
I don't think he's got that ego though, man. I don't think he has.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm just telling you.
No, Nathan. What I'm saying is, hold on.
Right.
Hold on. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying that he's going after the money. It's not the money. It's being the first at something. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's $20 million. And it's $20 million.
I think you're probably right. I'm just saying it wouldn't shock me if he did it the other way.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
And like Jalen Brunson, somebody was talking about how SGA needs to be like Jalen Brunson and take $100 million less. I go, there's no way in hell Jalen Brunson took $100 million less. No way. No. What he did is one of those hedge fund guys, bunch of those hedge fund guys got him into some hedge funds. That's what happened.
Yeah.
He's not going to take $100 million less in salary just to help the Knicks out. He ain't doing that. His father's a coach. His father ain't going to let him do that. That's $100 million. That's his grandkids. That's great-grandkids. That's great-great-grandkids. Come on, man.
Yeah.
He's not taking $100 million less.
Well, and here's the thing, too. Jalen Brunson barely made anything on his first contract because he was a second-round draft pick.
Right.
and
he just got
and
paid.
he didn't get his. He is drastically underpaid now.
Right, but that's what I'm saying,
Nathan's
Nathan.
point-
He took
kind of-
100 because he took 100 million less. That's why he's underpaid.
Well, but see, SGA's been paid like the.
This will
top
be his
string
third. Yeah,
for
his third.
entire
It's been his third time.
Yeah. So if you look at net earnings for those two, SGA is probably $100 million ahead of it.
Yeah.
So you can't really compare the two. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Burgess says, and he says SGA in that defensive order you just stated is the weakest defender. First of all, Burgess, I didn't put SGA in that order. I said Dort, Caruso, Kaysen, J-Dub. I didn't put SGA in that order at all. I didn't even say anything about SGA. And yeah, he is the weakest defender of that group. Yes, 100%. But I didn't put him in that order at all. I said Dort, Caruso, Kaysen, J-Dub. J-Dub. That's how I put it. I didn't say anything about SGA. Did I say anything about SGA, Nathan?
You did not.
I wasn't even talking about SGA. We were talking about SGA doing something else. And SGA wouldn't have gotten rid of his agent if he wasn't considering the Supermax. No, Burgess, I agree with what you're saying with the agent. Why am I giving you $11 million? To do what? Why am I giving you $11 million? He would be giving him $11 million. That's what he would be doing. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's not about that. That's why he did that, because now, listen, I'll tell everybody, your first contract, you don't really need your agent. You're already set. It's the second contract you need an agent, because that's when the negotiation process, like J-Dub and Chet, they're in that process. Now, if SGA wasn't in the Supermax, then yes, then there's a matter of negotiation. You need an agent at that point. But he's already set in what he goes. If he signs this summer, it's this amount of money. If you sign next summer, it's this amount of money. If you do, you're already set on what you're going to get based on what the NBA number says. So I don't blame SGA. Are you giving somebody $11 million, Nathan?
Heck no.
I'm not giving you $11 million.
No.
You ain't for not doing anything.
I'm not giving him 11,000, man. Are you kidding me?
But you know what I'm saying? I have no problem with SJ's doing. He don't need him, because especially with all the attorneys at Oklahoma City you can't have one of them look over a contract.
That just goes into my argument even more, man. He just fired that guy, so he doesn't have to worry about.
So doesn't have to worry about him.
$20 million.
No, he doesn't have to worry about him. Here, Mom. Here, Dad. Here's this $11 million I was gonna give him. Here you go. Take this.
Here, let me go buy you an island. Here you go, Mom.
Here you go, Mom. Here you go, Dad. Here's 5.5 for you, Mom. Here's 5.5 for you, Dad. Here you go. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, and by the way, kid, here's a $10 million scholarship fund for you for college. You know what I mean?
Oh, his son's gonna get more than that.
Oh, well, I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's gonna take care of it.
Hey, I gotta jump off here.
All right, bro. Appreciate you.
I
Thank you, Nate.
appreciate it. Thanks, bud.
All right, bro.
All right.
Later.
Bye.
But anyway, my thing is this: I think SJ will sign to go for the $400 million. Now, if he signs for $380, okay, I'm okay with that too. I'm okay with either one. I just believe he doesn't have the Russell Westbrook mentality and most guys' mentality, like Nathan said, 100%. But the fact that you can be the first to do something means something. It just does. When you're going to be the first, there's only one first. That's it. Only one person can be the first at something. Only one. So, to me, if he signs for 280 or 380 instead of 400, okay. If he waits and signs for the 400, okay, because that's only $1 million or $2 million more. And the way that Sam Presti's drafting, and the way we set up with draft picks, you can afford to let some older guys go. Why? Because you're drafting so well and you're replacing. And you got to keep your core. You got to keep SGA, you got to keep you got to keep SGA, J-Dub, Chet, for sure. And then depending on what Topic does, may or may not keep him. That's 4. Then Kaysen, 5. You already are 2 years left with, or 3 years left with Caruso till he's about 34, 35. Because I think what is Caruso, 31? So you got 3 or 4 years left of what you can get out of him, maybe 3. iHeart's 29, so you got what? 4 years, and you got 2 more years left of the current contract that you just signed with him. So that gives you plenty of room. So you can put him right about where he's at. Dort, with Caruso and them coming up, with Kaysen doing what he's doing, yes. So you can kind of leave Dort approximately where he's at, but Dort's going to demand more money now that he's been first team All NBA, which defensive team, which he should have been a while ago. In our thought process as Thunder fans. Okay, we assume that he should have been in the top 5 or one of the top. He's been one of the top 5 defenders for 3 years, at least. I think longer than that, but for at least the past couple, 2-3 years, for sure, he's been one of the top players in the league, top 5 defensive players. And I don't think, and I've said this all the time. Go ask the players, because look. I can tell you who busted my ass and who didn't. I can tell you whose ass I busted and who I didn't. But I can promise you this, you know when somebody's better than you, bro. Been down that road where I got my ass busted by somebody. Couldn't do anything about it. And it's frustrating. But now I know how people felt guarding me. Well, now I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. Nothing. And I know that, and you know that. And there's certain players in this league, like with SJ, they're crying about his fouls and all this nonsense. And it's a joke. He's a monster. He's a beast. Respect that. But now, is he boring? Yes. Is he dynamic like Ant-Man and like all these guys? No, he's not. There's a truck pulling up here with a bunch of stuff, and I don't need. I ain't redoing. I'm not redoing my house. I don't know what this guy's doing. He's got the wrong house. He's looking for it. So, but anyway, guys, I'm gonna get off the air right now. I've got to go and train some kids this afternoon. We missed yesterday because of Memorial Day, and let's face it, Game 5 is coming up, and we're gonna go over touch Game 5 right about now. I think that when you go and you look at where is it? Let's talk about the game a little bit. The NBA games today. You got the Knicks and the Pacers. Let me see. What does it say? I don't know what you were saying, Burgess. Anyway, Knicks and the Pacers tonight. Pacers 2.5-point favorites. Over/under is 220.5. I do believe the Pacers will come out and take care of business. Now, a lot of people believe the Knicks are going to win. I don't know if the Knicks are going to beat them. I just don't see it. I don't know how that's going to happen. I really don't. I don't see how the Knicks are going to beat the Pacers. I mean, is it possible? Should they have beaten them a couple times? Yes. But I don't see the Pacers falling apart. Now, that being said, Nesmith, how hurt is he? If he's really hurt, then I think the Pacers could be in trouble because the Knicks, I think, will handle their business, and they want to go back to Madison Square Garden 2-2 and completely just flip the script and go back to home court advantage being there. And what would that mean for the Thunder? Well, the NBA Finals don't start to June 5th. And as I've said before, I wouldn't be upset if we beat them 4 games in a row, beat the Timberwolves 4-0, 5 or 4-1, if that's what it takes to close out. I don't want to extend the series because anything could happen. Let's finish them off tomorrow night because anything could happen. You know, SJ could get hurt. J-Dub could get hurt. Chet could get hurt. Anybody could get hurt. That kind of thing you don't want hanging over you when you can finish somebody off and close out the series. So I think we need to do that now. If you think Minnesota's not going to come at us tomorrow, especially with us being 8.5-point favorites, you got another thing coming. But how do we win? We win because defense travels. And our defense is the best in the league, and our defense travels. And that's why we've been able to win the game. That's what happened in Game 4 last night, is our defense just put it on them. And there was absolutely nothing they could do about it, and they knew it. They knew they couldn't stop us, and we did what we needed to do. So the Knicks and Pacers tonight, I'm still going to take the Pacers. I think they're going to finish them off. But June 5th is a long way away, as in next week. But do we want to take that long off? When is June 5th? Let me see. Let me pull up my calendar because I don't really know when June 5th is. June 5th is next Thursday, so that'd be a whole week off. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I want to take that off. So if we beat them tomorrow, which we should, take that off. And then if they beat them Let me see. Their game 5 would be if the Pacers win tonight. Game 4. They will play Thursday, so it'll be a week for them, and it'll be 8 days for us before we play. So I don't know if I necessarily like that, but as long as they win and they have the time off, and we both have the time off, then I'm okay with that. But that being said, Neesmith, if his ankle is hurt, he will be ready to go the full time if that happens. If they keep playing, then he's got to keep playing on that ankle, which benefits the Thunder because he won't have time to get – because if they go 7 games, they'll play Tuesday, which is tonight, which will be game 4. Thursday, game 5. Saturday, game 6. Monday, game 7. And then Thursday would be game 1 against us. So that would give him 3 days to try to get ready. So I believe that will give us the opportunity to do what we need to do and finish that off. So we'll see how that's going to work, the way that plays out. Good job, Burgess. Hey, man, thank you. Have a good evening yourself. Stay out of trouble, even though I know you're not going to. And how's the weather down there? Is it bad? Is it raining and stuff? Or where are you at? Is it nice over in Florida? How is it? Are y'all having fun? Are y'all taking precautions? What are y'all doing over there, Burgess, in Florida? Anyway, I want everybody else to realize tomorrow is going to be a huge game. We've got them. We should take care of business at home. Should take care of business at home tomorrow. We shall see if our team is going to be ready, if they will be up and ready to do the things that they need to do to close this series out, because it's hard to close out a series. But we closed out Denver. We will be back home. So being back home means what? Number one, the home players will play better. As far as our bench players. That's hopefully Joe. He hasn't really played a whole lot. Beautiful sunny day. I bet it is. I wish I was there. I could go play some golf. Y'all got some good golf courses over there. I know I'm not hitting it anywhere near the water because I know there's gators by the water. So if I'm hitting it anywhere near the water, I'm just going to take a drop. I know that for sure. Because my balls tend to like water for whatever reason. I don't know why the hell that is. I see water, my balls go, oh, I like water. Let's hit it. Yeah, drives me crazy with that. So anyway, Thunder up tomorrow night. And, of course, we will come on tomorrow afternoon to talk about tonight's game and to get further in detail about the Thunder and the T-Wolves. Game 5.